Okay, so imagine this for a second. A machine, like straight out of some huge sci-fi movie, stomping across a lab floor, maybe making the ground shake a little.
Yeah, I can picture that.
Well, imagine it's real. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something pretty remarkable, the Method 1 robot. It's this creation out of South Korea that's been making some serious waves.
It really is the kind of thing you usually only see on a cinema screen, isn't it? So our mission today basically is to unpack this thing. It's what, 13 feet tall, weighs a ton.
Exactly.
A literal ton.
We want to get into the details. It's maybe surprising Hollywood connection, the engineering behind it, and yeah, the big questions about what it's actually for. We've gathered quite a bit of material, including some interesting bits from a UK Mirror article.
And when we say Hollywood, it's not just like a casual comparison. It looks so much like the power loader Ripley uses in Aliens. You know?
Oh, absolutely. Or those AMP suits from Avatar.
Right. It's like one of those that just walked off the set.
Yeah.
And our sources, the Mirror included, they really highlight that direct visual link. It's striking.
It is. And, you know, the design reflecting those movies so closely, that's fascinating in itself. So it stands 4 meters tall, like you said, moves with this, well, real presence. It's from a Seoul-based company, Korea Future Technology.
Right.
But what really makes it stand out beyond just the size is how it's controlled.
Right. This is the part that really got me. It works by, well, it copies the pilot, right? Someone sits inside its chest.
Exactly, in a control cockpit, yeah.
And it's not just like pushing buttons. We're talking about a human mimicking machine. 1 ton. The pilot moves their arms.
Yeah.
The robot moves its giant arms. They walk. It walks.
Precisely. It's a direct, intuitive extension of the human body, just scaled up massively.
That level of direct control, mimicking human motion in something so big and heavy, that sounds incredibly complex from an engineering standpoint.
Oh, absolutely. That direct teleoperation system, that's the real innovation here. Getting that kind of precise, responsive control for a bipedal machine of that weight. That's a serious achievement, way beyond simple joysticks.
Mm.
It really shows the level of robotics tech developing over there in South Korea. And the designer, this is interesting, Vitaly Bulgarov. Our sources mention him.
Bulgarov. Okay, what's his story?
Well, his background isn't in, like, industrial robotics initially. It's in Hollywood special effects. Blockbusters. Think RoboCop, the newer one, Transformers 4, Terminator Genesis.
Wow. Okay.
Mm.
So he literally designed movie robots.
Yeah. He was deep in that world designing these advanced concepts for the screen. And it seems like that experience directly shaped how Method 1 was conceived. It sort of blurs that line between sci-fi and actual engineering.
So he designs these cool things for movies and then thinks, hey, let's actually build one for real.
Yeah.
It does make you think, doesn't it? How much those fictional ideas might, guide what we try to build in reality.
It does.
But then the big question, which our sources definitely touch on, is, okay, what's it for? What's the actual application? Bulgarov himself has been pretty tight-lipped, hasn't he?
He has.
Yeah.
Which naturally leads to speculation.
Yeah.
What is the intended purpose here beyond just being incredibly cool and, sci-fi looking?
Yeah.
He did state publicly something along the lines of wanting it to be used to solve problems rather than for evil, which is a bit broad.
Solve problems. Okay. Sounds nice and benign.
Right. And he also mentioned on social media, that it was a really ambitious project, required developing lots of new tech along the way. He sees it, or the tech developed for it, as having potential real-world applications, solving real-world problems.
Okay, solve problems is one thing. But the Mirror articles take, and yeah, a lot of the buzz around it goes somewhere much more, well, intense.
Mm-hmm. Battlefield immediately comes to mind for that.
Exactly. They straight up talked about, like, could you strap a laser gun to it?
Yeah.
Or a Gatling gun? Add some armor. Send it into a fight.
That's a really key point, isn't it? How quickly people project military uses onto powerful new tech, even if the creator says otherwise. The article, yeah, it speculates about weapons, Kevlar, combat zones.
And that image they paint, an army of these things trudging across a desert, that's pretty terrifying if you're on the receiving end.
It definitely is. And it just highlights that tension, right, between the designer saying, let's solve problems peacefully, and observers immediately thinking, right, how do we weaponize this?
It's almost like a default reaction sometimes. But let's take Bulgarov at his word for a second. Solving problems. If we put aside the military stuff, what could a giant human-piloted robot realistically do?
Well, that's where it gets interesting in another way. Think about disaster relief, maybe.
Okay, how so?
Imagine sending Method 1 into, say, a collapsed building after an earthquake, or a nuclear site after an accident where it's too dangerous for people.
Right, places too hazardous for humans.
Exactly. Traditional heavy machinery like cranes or bulldozers, they lack finesse, but this thing has human-like dexterity just scaled up with immense strength. It could potentially clear complex debris, rescue people, handle dangerous materials with precision that current machines just don't have.
So power and dexterity, that combination is pretty rare. Construction in really dangerous environments, maybe. Deep sea stuff.
Could be. Anywhere human fragility is the limiting factor, but you still need that fine motor control, just bigger and stronger. It opens up possibilities.
Okay, so just to kind of recap where we are for you listening, we've looked at the Method 1, this huge 13-foot, 1-ton robot. It's a really unique control system where a pilot inside mimics human movement.
And that really direct, kind of surprising link back to Hollywood special effects through the designer Vitaly Bulgarov, someone who imagined sci-fi robots and then helped build one.
Yeah. And the key takeaway, I think, is really that core tension we keep coming back to.
Definitely. The tension between the stated aim, solving problems, maybe disaster relief, maybe construction, and the immediate intense speculation about military uses. Weapons, battlefields, that whole scenario.
Which seems to happen with a lot of powerful new tech.
It's a pattern, yeah. Adapting things for defense or offense, regardless of the original idea, just seems to be something we do.
So it leaves you with this thought, doesn't it? Given that this robot was literally designed by someone who shaped how we imagine robots in movies, how much are those fictional visions, good or bad, actually steering the real-world tech?
That's the question, isn't it? As these sci-fi ideas become more real, more tangible, what responsibility comes with that? Especially when the line between fantasy and, well, potentially dangerous reality gets this blurry.
Something to definitely think about as these kinds of machines continue to step out of the imagination and into our world.